The sun dipped below the towering redwoods. Roger Patterson adjusted his camera, a nervous excitement thrumming through him. Suddenly, movement. A large, hairy figure stepped into the clearing. Patterson aimed and started filming as the creature ambled across the clearing, glancing back once with a wary look. Then, with a final rustle of leaves, it vanished into the dense undergrowth. Long before the flash of cameras, Bigfoot was known by other names, spoken in hushed tones by the indigenous peoples of the Pacific Northwest. They told of powerful beings covered in hair, creatures of the forest who moved with a silence and grace that defied their size. Some spoke of Sasquatch, a name derived from the Salish word for wild man. Others told of Skookum, meaning powerful or supernatural. These beings were not monsters to be feared, but rather powerful entities to be respected, a vital part of the delicate balance of nature. Footprints larger than any man's were found near remote streams, their size and shape suggesting a creature of immense weight and power. Strange vocalizations, deep and guttural, echoed through the valleys, sending shivers down the spines of those who heard them. The arrival of European settlers in North America brought with it a clash of cultures and beliefs. Footprints, unlike anything they had ever seen, began appearing in the mud and soft earth near their settlements. These prints were massive, often exceeding 17 inches in length, and displayed an unusual shape, with a large rounded heel and long splayed toes. As more settlers reported similar encounters, the line between legend and reality began to blur. The legend of Bigfoot, once confined to the oral traditions of the indigenous peoples, had begun to take hold in the collective consciousness of the newcomers. As the 19th century progressed, so too did the tales of Bigfoot. Newspapers, eager for sensational stories, began reporting on sightings, often exaggerating details to capture the public's imagination. The creature, once known by a multitude of names, became a singular entity in the public eye, Bigfoot. Some claim to have seen Bigfoot lurking in the shadows, its eyes glowing red in the darkness. Even respected scientists and explorers began to take an interest in the possibility of an unknown primate inhabiting the vast wilderness of North America. Expeditions were mounted, funded by wealthy adventurers and curious academics, all hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive creature. Of all the pieces of evidence presented in support of Bigfoot's existence, none have captured the imagination quite like the footprints. The most famous of these tracks are those found at Bluff Creek in 1958. Construction worker Jerry Crew stumbled upon a series of massive footprints near a bulldozer. The tracks, measuring over 16 inches in length, were unlike anything Crew had ever seen before. News of the discovery spread quickly, and soon the site was swarming with reporters, curious onlookers, and amateur Bigfoot hunters. Skeptics, however, were quick to dismiss the Bluff Creek tracks as a hoax. While the legend of Bigfoot is most closely associated with the forests of North America, tales of similar creatures can be found in cultures around the world. From the Yeti of the Himalayas to the Yowie of Australia, stories of hairy, bipedal creatures lurking in the wilderness have captivated the human imagination for centuries. In the Himalayas, the Yeti, also known as the abominable snowman, is said to roam the high mountain passes, leaving behind massive footprints in the snow. The Yowie, a creature of immense size and strength, is said to inhabit the outback of Australia, its mournful cries echoing through the night. Whether these creatures are real or merely figments of our collective imagination is perhaps beside the point. Over the decades, thousands of people have come forward claiming to have encountered Bigfoot. Many witnesses describe a sense of awe and disbelief, a feeling that they're seeing something that shouldn't exist. There's the story of Bob Gimlin, who stood alongside Roger Patterson that day in Bluff Creek. Years later, Gimlin would still recall the creature's fluid movements, its almost human-like gait as it walked away from them. Then, there are the countless stories from hikers, hunters, and others who have ventured into the remote corners of North America. These encounters, often brief and unexpected, leave a lasting impression on those who experience them. Beyond eyewitness accounts, the quest to prove Bigfoot's existence has led to a trove of intriguing, albeit often inconclusive, photographic and video evidence. The Patterson-Gimlin film, despite its fame, remains a point of contention. While some researchers point to the creature's fluid movements and apparent muscle mass as evidence of its authenticity, skeptics argue that the footage could have been easily faked using a man in a suit. Other photographs and videos, while less iconic than the Patterson-Gimlin film, add to the intrigue. They serve as a reminder that the human eye can be easily deceived, and that what we see, especially in the fleeting moments of a surprising encounter, is not always a reliable reflection of reality. Adding to the mystery of Bigfoot are the strange and often unsettling vocalizations attributed to the creature. Witnesses describe a range of sounds from high-pitched screams to deep, guttural growls that defy easy categorization and seem to emanate from a creature of considerable size and power. Some researchers believe that these vocalizations, often referred to as Sasquatch calls, are a form of communication, perhaps territorial warnings or mating calls. Others, however, remain skeptical, suggesting that the sounds could be misidentified animal calls, natural phenomena, or even elaborate hoaxes. Despite the skepticism, recordings of these vocalizations continue to surface, adding to the growing body of evidence that suggests there may be more to the Bigfoot mystery than meets the eye. Despite decades of searching, conclusive physical evidence of Bigfoot's existence remains elusive. While footprints, hair samples, and even alleged feces have been collected, none have yielded definitive proof that satisfies the scientific community. Hair samples, thought to hold the key to unlocking the mystery, have often proven disappointing. Footprints, while abundant, also present challenges. The lack of a clear trackway, a series of prints showing the creature's gait and movement, further complicates efforts to analyze and authenticate these finds. The absence of conclusive physical evidence, while frustrating for believers, underscores the challenges of proving the existence of a creature that is so elusive and so steeped in myth and folklore. The legend of Bigfoot, steeped in folklore and fueled by eyewitness accounts, has long struggled to gain acceptance within the scientific community. The lack of conclusive physical evidence has led many scientists to dismiss the creature as a myth. Yet a small but dedicated group of researchers continues to investigate the Bigfoot phenomenon, applying scientific rigor to the search for evidence. These researchers, often facing ridicule, are driven by a belief that there may be more to the legend. Their work involves collecting and analyzing footprints, hair samples, and other potential evidence. They employ cutting-edge technologies, hoping to find that elusive piece of evidence. Driven by a passion for discovery, they believe the natural world still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. In the age of genetic analysis, DNA evidence has become the gold standard for identifying and classifying species. For Bigfoot researchers, the hope is that DNA analysis will provide the definitive proof they have been searching for, unlocking the secrets of the creature's origins and confirming its place in the animal kingdom. Hair samples, often collected from sites where Bigfoot sightings have been reported, have been the subject of intense scrutiny. Some initial analyses conducted by independent laboratories have suggested an unknown primate origin, sending ripples of excitement through the Bigfoot community. However, these findings have often been met with skepticism from mainstream scientists. Contamination, they argue, is a serious concern, as hair samples collected in the wild can easily be contaminated with DNA from other animals or even humans. Furthermore, the limitations of current DNA databases make it difficult to rule out matches to unknown or uncatalogued species. Despite the challenges, DNA analysis remains a promising avenue of research for Bigfoot investigators. Advances in genetic sequencing technology, coupled with the development of more sophisticated techniques for extracting and analyzing degraded DNA, may yet yield conclusive evidence. The scientific community remains deeply divided on the question of Bigfoot's existence. While some researchers acknowledge the possibility that an unknown primate could exist in the wilds of North America, the vast majority remain unconvinced, citing the lack of conclusive evidence and the often dubious nature of Bigfoot reports. Paleontologists, who study the fossil record of primates, point out that there is no evidence to suggest that a large bipedal ape ever existed in North America. The fossil record, while incomplete, provides a relatively clear picture of primate evolution, and there is simply no place for a creature like Bigfoot in that evolutionary lineage. Primatologists who study the behavior and biology of living primates are equally skeptical. They argue that the social behavior and habitat requirements of a large primate like Bigfoot would make it highly unlikely for such a creature to have remained hidden for so long. The vast network of wildlife cameras and the sheer number of people who venture into the wilderness make it improbable that a creature of that size could consistently evade detection. Despite the prevailing skepticism, a small minority of scientists continue to advocate for open-mindedness, arguing that the lack of evidence is not necessarily the evidence of absence. They point to the numerous examples of animals that were once considered mythical or extinct but were later proven to exist, such as the okapi and the coelacanth. Section 4. The burden of proof. In the realm of science, the burden of proof lies with those who make the claim. In the case of Bigfoot, this means that it is up to those who believe in the creature's existence to provide conclusive evidence to support their claim. Eyewitness accounts, while intriguing, are not considered sufficient evidence as they are subjective and prone to error. The scientific method, with its emphasis on empirical evidence, falsifiability, and peer review, sets a high bar for proving the existence of a new species. To convince the scientific community, Bigfoot researchers must present evidence that is not only compelling but also verifiable and repeatable. This evidence could take many forms, from a clear photograph or video of the creature to a DNA sample that definitively links it to a new primate species. It could also include detailed analyses of footprints, hair samples, or other physical evidence that cannot be explained away as hoaxes or misidentifications. Until such evidence is presented and withstands rigorous scientific scrutiny, Bigfoot will likely remain relegated to the realm of cryptozoology, the study of hidden or unknown animals. This field, while fascinating, often struggles to gain acceptance within mainstream science due to the difficulty of verifying claims and the lack of tangible evidence. Section 5. Beyond the shadows of doubt. The enduring mystery of Bigfoot continues to capture the imagination, fueling endless debate and speculation. While the scientific community remains unconvinced, the possibility of a large, unknown primate lurking in the shadows of the forest continues to tantalize and intrigue. Whether Bigfoot is a real creature, a product of our collective imagination, or a combination of both, its impact on popular culture is undeniable. The creature has become a cultural icon, appearing in movies, TV shows, books, and countless works of art. Beyond its entertainment value, the Bigfoot phenomenon speaks to a deeper human need, the desire to believe in something beyond ourselves, to find wonder and mystery in a world that can often seem mundane and predictable. The search for Bigfoot, for some, is a search for something that is wild and untamed, a reminder that there are still secrets hidden in the vastness of the natural world. Whether or not Bigfoot is ever definitively proven to exist, the legend serves as a reminder of the power of the unknown and the enduring allure of the mysteries that lie just beyond the edge of our understanding. Section 1. The enduring allure. The legend of Bigfoot, much like the dense, shadowy forests it calls home, remains shrouded in mystery. Despite decades of investigation and countless eyewitness accounts, the question of the creature's existence remains unanswered. The enduring enigma of Bigfoot keeps us coming back, drawn to its mystique, like moths to a flame. In a world dominated by technology, Bigfoot represents a holdout of the unknown. It embodies our fascination with the wild, the untamed, the possibility that there are still creatures out there that defy our understanding. The allure of Bigfoot speaks to our desire for connection with something larger than ourselves. In an age of increasing disconnect from the natural world, the creature represents a tangible link to the wild places. Whether Bigfoot is real or a figment of our imagination, the legend serves as a powerful symbol of the wildness within us and around us. Section 2. A footprint in our minds. Whether Bigfoot is ever proven to exist or fades into myth, it has left an undeniable footprint on our cultural landscape. From Native American folklore to popular culture, Bigfoot inspires books, movies, and art. It symbolizes the mysterious and unknown, captivating our imaginations. The search for Bigfoot fosters a sense of community among believers. Enthusiasts, driven by wonder, form organizations and embark on expeditions. Bigfoot reminds us that the natural world is full of wonder and mystery. Its elusiveness urges us to question our assumptions and remain open to the unknown. The answer for now remains elusive, hidden in the shadowy depths of the forest.